And we are live.
The Dark Kid.
Hello and welcome to another Meta Monday analysis. Today is Monday, the 30th of September. I am Skari, your grateful host, and this is the Patreon exclusive that I do every Monday, where we discuss the top armies of Warhammer 40,000 every single week. I like going over basically large GTs and major events that were at least 5 rounds over the weekend. And we get to dive into the armies that were at the top and what makes them tick. This weekend, there were 2 main events that I'm going to touch on. The Iron Halo tournament, which is a grand total of 104 people. That was a major. And the No Retreat tournament in Gibraltar, that was 42 people. So hello Jesse, Tanya, Jens, Adam House. Welcome everybody to MMA, Meta Monday Analysis. Bo as well. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. There's also the thread of questions that I will be going off at the end. So if you have any questions, let me know. So let's kind of dive in. I'm going to start with the No Retreat tournament. Only 2 events, so it's going to be relatively short this week. We'll kind of see what is making the rounds. We'll see, I'm assuming, the impact of the FAQ and the new Space Marines slowly kind of being a larger part of our tournament process and our tournament system as it stands. But there was one undefeated player at No Retreat, Chris Tuttle with his Chaos. Then we had Joseph with his Blood Angels come in second. We had Anton with his Chaos. Then we had Ruben with his Freebooters come in. Interesting. Oh, it was a battle points tournament. I see. It's a guy that had a draw had less points than a guy that had 2 losses. Cool. Okay, so let's dive into the top 3 armies. It was Chaos, and Blood Angels, which is pretty cool. Blood Angels. I'm interested to see what that list was. So, Anton's Chaos list for 3rd place. He had a battalion detachment of Nurgle. You see a Poxbringer in there with Miasma, so, good for the -1 to hit. You had a Sloppity Bilepiper for the leadership shenanigans. You had a unit of Nurglings, only 3, and then 2 units of 30 Plague Bearers. I feel like Plague Bearers are still one of the best troop choices in the Demon Book, right? As that happens, little did we know. Hello Bartos. Then we had a super heavy detachment of Chaos Knights with 1 Knight Despoiler. These are Iconoclast household with 2 thermal cannons, another Knight Despoiler with 2 Gatling cannons, and a War Dog. 1 War Dog, 1 Gatling cannon, and 1 thermal cannon knight. And that is 1,740 points. Pretty cool. Not too shabby. You've got the demons basically holding out the line. You've got the knights that do most of the damage and put pressure on the opponent. It's a very tried and true combination as well, which I do like. Then we have Joseph Moscardini with his Blood Angels. Comes from the Bad Moon Cafe, so I'm assuming from Boris's neck of the woods, which is pretty cool. Jesse and Kyle, good morning. We have a Primaris Captain. This is a battalion detachment, just with a Power Fist. A Primaris Lieutenant with a Power Sword. 10 Intercessors, then 5 Intercessors and 5 Intercessors, each of them with a Power Sword. Interesting. Of 3 units of 5 Intercessors, 1 unit of 10 Intercessors. A Primaris Ancient with the Standard Sacrifice that gives them Feel No Pain, which makes them very resilient. Side note, SZ in KY name is pronounced in English as sh, as in show. So Bartosz. Okay, cool. Then we have a Spearhead Detachment, Captain with a Jump Pack. Heavy support, repulsor executioner, repulsor executioner, repulsor executioner. Doesn't sound very creative now, does it? Yo, Diogo, what's going on? So 3 repulsor executioners. What Marine army is not going to have 2 or 3 of those right now? A bunch of intercessors to take objectives. Primaire Sentient to give them all feel no pain. Captain, lieutenant to give them rerolls. And a jump pad captain for the smash. So smash captain, just for good measure. Hello, Michael Allen. How are you? Then we have Chris Tuttle with his Chaos Army. Let's see. Another Chaos Army. So we have Armand, Demon Prince with Wings, Demon Prince with Wings. From the Index. And this is a 1,000 Suns battalion. 10 Chaos Cultists, 10 Chaos Cultists. And then 28 Zangors. So a Zangor bomb. It's pretty cool. And then a Chaos Knight Super Heavy Detachment. I'm noticing a trend here. Chaos Knight Super Heavy Detachment. Lord of War. So 1 Knight Despoiler. Dreadblade. Infernal Household this time, though. Cool. With a Reaper Chainsword and a Thunderstrike Gauntlet. So the close combat version. And then a War Dog with 2 autocannons. And then a War Dog with a Moriax War Dog, 2 Moriax War Dogs, which are the forge-old ones, I believe, with 2 Lightning Locks, and then they're Infernal as well. So autocannon, Knight Despoiler, and then 2 more close range, and then Zangor's Cultists and Armand. That's an interesting choice. There's not a lot of screens in this list, but it definitely does a lot of damage. Hello, Colin. How are you? Perfect. That's Chris Tuttle. So, if I were to say anything there, I would say that's pretty neat. You've got the Chaos armies in the top seem to be using those knights effectively, which is actually really cool when you think about it, considering you know, when considering you have like a whole bunch of stuff that you need to do. But the fact that oh shoot, there we go. Haha. Awesome. The fact that you have like one being Infernal and one being Iconoclast is an interesting choice. Henrik, good morning. I personally like Iconoclast more for competitive play. I feel like the access to all the stratagems, it makes that knight household a lot more versatile when it comes to like playing against certain armies. So you can kind of make it anti-horde or anti-tank or anti-character or anti-infantry or whatever it is you need. The Infernal household can be really fun. I feel like he took the close combat knight in House Infernal because he can run in and beat stuff up in close combat and then regain wounds and come back to life and things like that. But what I feel is Iconoclast with the 1,000 Suns, I think would be a better, more competitive choice. But congratulations to him for winning No Retreat number 8. It's definitely becoming one of the tournaments that is more coveted. The next event I wanted to look at is the Iron Halo GT. I was able to shoutcast the first event at or the first game, which was a wooden spoon on wooden spoon event, which was really fun to sort of shoutcast. And we had 3 undefeated winners because there was 104 people and there were only 5 rounds. So 5 rounds over 2 days. Sadly, you do get undefeated players when there's that many people. We had Nick Sutherland with his Orcs. You had Nick Gower with his Eldari. Nick Gower is the guy that won Best Drukhari last season. He beat me by like 10 points. But he's running Eldari, so mixed, and he's always run like a mixed Eldari list. And then Kyle Thompson, Cyle, so an interesting way of doing that, with his Cult Mechanicus. This is, of course, an ITC tournament, blah, 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 blah. So Cult Mechanicus, definitely a very interesting to see Cult Mechanicus like coming into the forefront, which is really cool. Hello, Martin. Welcome. So Cult Mechanicus. Oh, Tisk. He's an Imperium list. He has his, I guess the Does the assassin change that? No. So he has an operative requisition sanctioned for 85 points. Then he has Belisarius Call because of Battalion of Mars, a Tech Priest Engineer with the Autocadicers of Archon Land. Don't know what that does. That's a relic. With 3 units of Skari Rangers. They're 5-man, so little units to take objectives. Then he has 9 Fulgurite Priests and 10 Fulgurite Priests. 3 Doom Crawlers with Icarus Arrays, so for shooting fly and stuff. 4 Scorpius Dune Riders. They're the dedicated transport Scorpiuses. They're 73 points apiece with 1, 2, 4 heavy stubbers on each. Pretty cool. Lots of just strength 4 guns. 1 Assault Drill. And then a battalion detachment of Mars again, with 1 Daedalus, which gives you the +1 to hit bubble. A Tech Priest Engineer again. 3 more Skari Ranger units. Oh no. 2 more Skari Rangers and 1 Skari Vanguard unit with the Radiant Carbines. And 3 Scorpius Disintegrators. I really, really like this Adeptus Mechanicus list. So 3 Scorpius Disintegrators that do a lot of shooting out of line of sight. They're fantastic for their point cost. I wouldn't be surprised if they go up in chapter approved. Then he has 6 troops, great little 6 troop units. He's got the Daedalus, Tech Priest Engineer for the +1 to hit. He has 1 Termite Drill that you can put a bunch of priests in that can basically move up and is very survivable as it moves up the board. It has the 4 Dune Riders. So he has other methods of transportation to get his priests up to where he needs them to go. They're a lot cheaper. You know, a drill is 134 points, and a Scorpius is half the cost, essentially. And then he has 3 Doom Crawlers that are great to shoot down fly and things like that. And then he's got the Priest to do close combat or counter-charging. And he's got Cole to give everything rerolls. A couple of Engineers. It's a very simple, straightforward list. And I really like it. In second place, Nick Gower's Eldari. I think he had an Incarn in there, and he had Cat Lady. We're on the like Dark Eldar super chat. So Cabal of the Blackheart Battalion, an Archon with a blaster, Huskblade, Phantasm, and another one with a blaster and Huskblade. So a couple of anti-tank choices there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Cabalite Warriors with blasters, sticking with the blasters for the anti-tank meta. 2 units of Cabalite Trueborn, with 1 with 4 blasters and 1 with 4 shredders, so a little bit anti-infantry, some with blasters. 1 Lamian, this was of course before the FAQ, so then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Venoms. It's like a man to my own heart here. 12 Venoms, I love it. And then he has a Supreme Command detachment of Inari, with an Autarch Skyrunner with a Banshee Mask, Fusion Gun, Laser Lance, and he is the Inari Warlord, the Incarn, and Ivrain. So 2,000 points. The Incarn, Ivrain, a Skyrunner Assassin Warlord, and 12 Venoms. That's actually a really cool list. I would love to play something like this. But he did go undefeated in his wins. He only had 1 28-point win. Other than that, it was all 30s, which is pretty cool. And then Nick Sutherland, he got an incredible 180 battle points with his orcs. So what made this orc list tick? Battalion detachment of orcs. Evil Sons. I haven't seen Evil Sons in a while. Extra movement, extra advance, extra charge. Big mech with a custom force field from the index, so not a mega warboss mech. Warboss on a warbike from the index. 30 boys, 30 boys, 30 boys. Pretty standard stuff. Battalion detachment, Death Skulls with the Dread War. So Death Skulls, if you see Death Skulls, normally that's where the shock attack gun is, because they get 1 reroll miss, reroll wound, reroll damage. So it's very useful for the Death Skulls. Also get access to the Death Skull Warlord trait, where you can snipe people with your custom super shock attack gun. If you jump him, stay within 18 of a character, zap him dead. So that's pretty cool. He does have 3 big mechs with shock attack guns. Okay. 10 Gretchen, 10 Gretchen, 10 Gretchen. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 79 down, 12 Smasher Guns. And then a third battalion detachment of Bad Moons with 2 Weird Boys, 30 more Gretchen, and 15 Ludas. Overall, lots of boys, lots of guns, lots of grots, lots of long range shooting. I'm not surprised that list smashed people. So let me know what you think down in the description below. I will be getting to the questions now, and then we will call it a day. The questions are, of course, on the Facebook page, or you can always send me your questions every week on the Patreon page, which is usually one of the easiest to do. So here we go. We have a couple of questions this week. Mark asks, as a Blood Angel player, how would you handle Iron Hands in a matchup? Well, if you take a look at the Blood Angel list that went to no retreat through, you can have just as many executioners as they do. Yours won't be as efficient, but I just feel like you have to kill one thing at a time against Iron Hands. Yes, although Iron Hands are going to be one of the harder things to deal with. But thank you for your question, Mark. Kenny Spear says, what changes do you expect the Drukhari Codex to get? Point increases for Grots and Ravagers. I think all the Coven stuff will get a point adjustment. I think Disintegrators will get a point adjustment. And I feel it'll be mostly the stuff that everyone else fits into their Eldari list that'll get a point adjustment. You know, it's not the Dark Reapers were crazy or that Shining Spears were crazy and that's why they got a points increase, is because every Inari list used them. So I feel Ravagers and Planes will get some sort of a point increase because everybody uses them. Not necessarily because they're like amazingly good within the Drukhari context, is the plug in to any other list and use them effectively that is really the what's going to drive the cost up. But thank you for your question, Kenny. Michael Allen asks, will you play some Black Templar when they bring out the Codex? Well, even before they brought out the Codex, I've been playing the Black Templar. I've been having a lot of fun. I even built 5 more Black Templars yesterday during the live sit chat, and I built a Smash Captain with the Teeth of Terror, a giant chainsword, and I have him over there. I'm going to go prime him. I'm going to paint him on, just put paint on it. It's going to be fabulous. So yes, I will be playing my Black Templars. Jonathan asks, after watching the new Iron Hands, no levies either, dismantle many Chimas, Lunge and GT second place Eldar fire list in 3 turns. I'm wondering, what do you think GW need to do with the supplement errata, likely due to appear this week, to bring Iron Hands back in line with the other tier 1 armies? I think anything that destroys Eldar flyers is a good thing. So good riddance. If it's going to take crazy Iron Hands, I'm all for it. However, do I see them changing a few things in the Iron Hands? Yes, 100%. I see them tweaking a few things and making that the case. What do? They just need to clarify a few things. Maybe kind of word some stratagems differently, or maybe make some things a little bit more expensive or whatnot. So we'll see. I'm curious. And then Jonathan and Nick went back and forth, and that was that. Okay, thanks a lot for your questions. If anybody has any other questions, Diogo says, should the Americans be scared of the Canadians at LVO since we will be coming in force? They should be scared of us. We're going to flex our little muscles. Hello, Steven. We're going to flex our little muscles. We're going to get some shit done. It's going to be great fun. I'm really excited about LVO. Like, I cannot wait for Chapter Approved to see what little tweaks I need to do my Dark Eldar list, but I'm super pumped about my Dark Eldar list. I think it's amazing. It's so fun. It's great. So, that's that. Okay, that's it for Meta Monday Analysis. Thank you so much for tuning in. It was a quick and short one. If you like this segment, let me know down in the comments below. And I hope you learned some stuff, and I hope to give you some good ideas week to week about things we're still seeing in the meta. Space Marines this week weren't really seen in the meta. We're still seeing Orcs, which are really, really good with their smash guns and stuff. We still see Eldar, and Cult Mechanicus making a cool and Chaos, of course. And Cult Mechanic is making a cool rise to the top there with a very unique non-robot, non-destroyers or breachers list, which is pretty cool. Okay, thanks a lot, everybody, for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next Meta Monday analysis. Bye!